the seventh day.
We have breaking news in NBC 10 right now. The city is giving a briefing about the strike by 9,000 municipal workers, including sanitation. Let's listen.
And ultimately give you a walkthrough and a tour of one of the sites on basically how we can continue to try to get through this as we negotiate a fair and fiscally responsible contract with our members. And first, I want to say this is not a replacement service. This is a supplemental service. Our ultimate goal is to get our workers back to delivering the outstanding service they provided prior to the work stoppage. In the meantime, we need to provide an update for residents to understand where we are and what they should be doing, because we still...
It's gonna get crazy. You can already, you get the sense now that there is the human element that lets you know, like this like we're just human. We're human. It's kicking in.
Their support, patience, and cooperation. We continue to provide drop-off locations like this across the city of Philadelphia. There are over 60 locations for you to dispose of your waste material. We also provide access to 6 sanitation convenience centers that is open 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Throughout the week. We are working to provide additional service at these locations by clearing existing piles and rubbish may have been built up around these sites. We're trying to expand the amount of capacity. We've gotten complaints on some of the challenges at these locations with overflow.
It's getting crazy out there. Basically, the trash is everywhere. That's basically what's going on, is the trash is everywhere. I want to go back to this other video. It's just a more general update of what's going on.
A new problem is also piling up, and neighbors aren't happy about this at all. People are illegally dumping stuff at sites all across the city. CBS News Philadelphia reporter Madeline Wright is live in the far northeast this afternoon, where the streets are clogged with frustration. Madeline.
Good afternoon, Natasha. People who live here in Morrell Park say they've never seen their neighborhood look or smell this bad. Just take a look at this giant mountain of trash stretching from one end of the block to the other. Non-unionized workers are struggling to keep up.
Look at that. It's great. It's preposterous. It's man, I hate that for those people. And my thing, and the reason that I'm watching this with such an attentive eye, is because these are the random things that happen in cities like this. And the city of Philadelphia and the city of Detroit, I would say, feel similar in the idea that they are great, historic, older American cities. And there are a number of different things that can go wrong in a big city like this. And so watching how this unfolds in a city like that, and how the powers that be respond, and how the people respond, and what happens as a result of these type of issues, for me, it is almost a case study for the type of things that can happen in a city like Detroit, because again, the two cities are so similar. Does that kind of make sense what I'm saying here? And so to see something like this happen, you know, it's a crisis. Now, obviously, our crisis right now is the gun violence that exists with the teenagers, specifically here in the city. And so we're watching how our leaders respond to that crisis. But these are other random issues that you just don't, you can't anticipate happening, but can happen any moment. And the way that the mayors respond, you know, And then I'm also looking at this. Like, listen, let's look at this square in the face. You know, Philadelphia has a black female mayor, and you know the leading candidate for mayor in our city is a black female. You know what I mean? And that in no way means that they would handle the situation the same, or that they are. You know, I'm not saying that they. You know, there's no other comparison other than the one I've just drawn, obviously, but to us that still implies so much. It really does for people who are a part of the culture. And that doesn't have to be in any negative way, you know. Culturally, being a black woman from a city like Philly or Detroit that's running for mayor that or is mayor, there might be some similarities there if you're both black women. Are you with me? There might be some similarities there, and that's not a negative indictment at all. Nevertheless, I think that we can learn. I'm basically saying all of this to say, I believe that we can learn something from watching this calamity in the city of Philadelphia, how the parties that exist there, how the people and how the elected officials handle it and respond to it. I think that is a case study that would be useful for us to be watching. So let's take a more in-depth listen here.
This neighborhood drop-off site has become a spectacle, with people stopping to take pictures here at Red Lion and Calera Roads. This is one of 60 drop-off sites where residents can place trash on their designated collection day. But we're seeing more than just household garbage. From Chopper 3, we've seen a bathtub, couches.
A bathtub. Now, this is what I was talking about. When I was talking about just why. You know what I mean? Like, I hate this about the human element of us. In us, I should say. I despise this about that element within all of us that would give us the propensity to take advantage of a situation in this way. You know what I mean? Like, in theory, there are less workers. And so those who are doing the work are doing more work. And so this is just making a bad situation worse if you are dumping out a bathtub. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus. Have some decency, you know what I mean? What else did they hear? What else did they see?
Mattresses and garbage cans. We're even...
They dumping out, look at this. That's a window frame. That's a door. That's a window frame. That's a window frame. Like, come on, y'all. Help us out. And my thing is, like, I'm so grateful to God that I have, at this phase in my life, this season in my life, like, I have come full circle as a working man. And so I understand that if my paper towel doesn't go into the trash can, another working man or another working woman is going to have to come behind me and pick, and it's just, and no, just pick, you know what I mean? Like, I see what that does to the next person, and I understand how each and every last one of us can do a little bit more to help the next working man. We really can. And so to put windows, you know, like, think of it this way, like, if you've got a window to throw away, then you're probably, in all likelihood, you're probably a working man. And if you had any integrity, maybe your business or whatever you're doing with your work would flourish more. Or I don't know. It's just weird that you would do this and put trash cans and put bathtubs and put window frames on other regular everyday working people, your brothers, your cousins, your friends, to have to come and pick it up. It's just, you know, man, I wish all the people that did stuff like this would all move to one city. On an island, man. Like, seriously, because my thing is like, nah, don't do that, man. Don't make the situation worse. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, don't make it worse. Somebody's got to come back and pick that up. So, anywho, trashy. Get it? Trashy.
Hearing stories about non-residents coming from other places to drop off bulk items. Officials are now issuing a stern warning to anyone dumping illegally, including contractors who are leaving construction debris, which makes it harder for crews to do their jobs. Violators face a $5,000 fine. They can even take a picture of your license plate and seize your car.
And I want to emphasize, this is not a free pass for illegal dumping around the city of Philadelphia. This is for residential trash only. It's not for private businesses. It's not for contractors.
It's not right. I feel like people are really taking advantage of this. Normally our sanitation workers, they don't pick up furniture. Like, they don't pick up sofas, sinks, counters. They don't pick up these items. So people are really taking advantage.
That's great. It's that man. Yeah, God be with the people of Philly, man. And I hope that comes to a head soon. And I hope the cleanup is swift and that the city can get back to any, resemblance of normalcy, because I'm looking at this closely, because I know it could be us. I really, really could. I know it could be us. I know these are the type of calamities and inconveniences and things that happen in big cities like Philly, like Detroit, like Los Angeles, like, would you say, Delaware, Pittsburgh, you know what I mean? Like, Delaware's a state, obviously, but you know what I mean? Like, whatever the metropolitan city is in Delaware, I don't know. I'm talking about these northern eastern cities. Chicago's an old city. Ohio's a old state. You know what I mean? Like, with Akron, like Toledo. That city's been around a while. It's the Midwest. You get what I'm saying? And so these cities are run the same. These cities are, the philosophy that governs these cities are pretty much the same. And so for this to be happening in Philly the way that it is, I am watching this. This is no big deal. Listen, this is no small deal. Trust me, this is no small deal. You know what I mean? This is no small deal. And it certainly could be the city of Detroit if we're not careful. And so what that means, this is why I keep coming back to this. This is why I'm talking about the trash in Philly so meticulously. What that means, considering all that I've said, and considering that our cities are so similar, what that means is that we've got to pick a mayor that we are fairly confident, very confident, will be able to handle this type of calamity in a way that limits, the residents feeling the worst of the unintended consequences of these issues. We got to find a mayor that can manage through crisis. Because small things become a big crisis in cities like this. This is a big deal, man. You got your people living in their trash, man. Man, that's third world stuff, man. You know what I mean? That's the type of stuff you see where? Haiti. Come on now. So, this is big. It really, really is. How much longer can they go with everybody has trash? How much longer can they go, piling the trash up in the middle of the street? And when are people going to start getting sick? Or when are people going to start getting the type of acute illnesses that you can almost directly connect to them having contact with this type of trash? Like, man, this is not good. This is not good. And so again, we're watching this and we are curious as to, how the candidates would handle a situation like this. We think Mayor Mike Duggan, for whatever reason, responded quickly and in a in a large order when it came to Southwest Detroit. Or we're going to have a mayor that is capable of doing that is willing of doing that, and that is going to do that at the drop of a hat whenever something like this goes wrong. Now, that was more of a natural disaster that we were talking about with Mayor Mike Duggan, but this is something that you just can't foresee. Whoever guesses that a contract negotiation is going to go a little bit further than you anticipate, and then it goes into a strike, and then the strike and the who anticipates things like that? But it can fall on your watch, obviously. And it can turn what people may have thought was a good first term into a term that ends your career. And so we're going to need someone who can manage through this type of crisis. And that's why I'm watching this so closely. Let's finish this video out.
And they're using this opportunity to dump everything out of their household.
Crews are telling residents not to use this location right now because they need more time to clear this mess. You can see the trash piles here keep growing with more cars and more residents stopping by. Now, once this trash pile is cleared up, what I can tell you is that crews are going to be using a hose to spray down the street, and then they're going to be using a deodorizer to keep the smell down. In the meantime, residents are asked to use other drop-off locations. Live in Northeast Philly, Madeline Wright, CBS News, Philadelphia, Natasha.
Lord help us. Lord bless the people of Philly. Lord bless the people in the city of Philadelphia. And Lord bless that mayor. And help her to be able to bounce back from this and find a way. Find a way to pay those people that money. Oh, Lord, I did that. I played 2 games of basketball today. And it's been some months. And let me tell you, when I tell you my back is so dang tight, that's why I'm doing another stretch to just kind of combat this tightness. Kind of combat it. Because it is tight. And I don't think it hasn't done this. I haven't played basketball in real. It was 2 games of 21. And the guy had me down like, freaking, what was it, 14-6? But I didn't have on basketball shoes, so I couldn't really cut, et cetera, et cetera. So what I ended up doing is mostly kind of shooting. And then kind of once I caught a couple rebounds, came in and kissed a couple off glass. But that second game, boy, he won that second game. Oh, gee. Hey, let me tell you something. Have you ever played somebody and like kind of played him and kind of played with him. I kind of played with Gang. Gang was over there. So I took my son to the park. And I saw a guy over there. He was shooting pool. And he didn't look good, but he didn't look bad. You know what I mean? Like he was working on this stuff or whatever. So challenged him to a game of 21. That first game, I kind of tore it around with him. He had me down. He had me down by what? What was that? I had 6. He had like 14. So with the 8 points, he hit me down by 8 points. And I ended up beating him literally ended up beating him like 21-18. You know what I mean? And the first game, I really didn't. At the end of that first game, mind you, I never met this man. At the end of the first game, I said, "Game!" I screamed out loud, "Game!" I still got it. Because, before that, I'm like, telling them, I'm kind of downplaying it. Like, man, I ain't played no ball in a while. You know what I mean? Woo woo. And so, when we get out there, and he got me down, because at this point, I didn't watch him shoot the ball for 10, 15 minutes. He warm. He hot. And so I don't, he asked me, I get over there and he lets me take a couple shots. So I take literally like 1 or 2 shots, and I say to myself, I say to him really, I say, nah, man, I ain't gonna really just sit here and get warmed up with you. Like, I ain't gonna just sit here and get hot. Basically, let's just play a game. You know what I'm saying? Let's get a game of 21 in. So I may have took like a shot, then maybe like a second shot, layup, whatever. Whatever. Woo-woo. So I'm like, man, let's play a game. So we jump out there. And me, I'm really for real. I'm really just trying to get my stroke back. Really trying to get my stroke back. And I don't have no basketball shoes. I'm really just at the park with my son. Ooh, this hit. I ain't proclaiming that for God's best. Nevertheless, I'm saying these stretches, Lord knows I've been needing them. Anywho, so I'm really just getting the stroke back, gang. I'm really just trying to just make sure I'm getting my lift right, and I'm really just trying to. It's been a while since I played ball, so I'm really just pretty much basically experimenting with my legs and my jumps, trying to figure out what's that right amount of push to get that thing over the front of the rim. I want that thing to swat. So how do I get it over the front? Anywho, while playing 21, so he's we playing right, and he's warm, so he comes out to an early lead, and I'm not really panicking because I'm just like, hey man, in my head, once these shots start falling, it's gonna be good night, Irene. You know what I mean? So that's what happened. They started falling. I kissed a couple off the backboard. And I seriously, man, I did like 2 layups. I truly try not to. I didn't have no shoes. I couldn't do a lot of cutting, a lot of running. But there was a couple of times where, the ball went this way, and I ran and got it fast and touched the 3-point line and came back 2 steps and took a layup. I did that maybe like 1 or 2 times, right? So that's that. But for the most part, everything else was just kind of working the threes, right? Man, beat them 18-21, right? Boom. Man, that second game played hard. And he really tried to play hard at the end of that first game, but I really snuck up on him. Because, basically, you get on, if you get on the line at the right time, and then your third free throw is, 19 or 20. So my second, I hit that first one, boom. Hit that second one, boom. I had 19, right? Then I chunked that third, bam. You know what I mean? Got the rebound. You know what I mean? And basically gamed it. Basically, or did I? Yeah. Basically gamed it after that. So I really toyed with him. I really did. I really toyed with him that first game. But man, that second game, bro was backing me down. Bro was closing out on the three. bro, bro was, bro, bro was stiff for me, man. Oh man, bro wanted that game. That second one, so I let him have that second one. I challenged him to a third one. Because I kind of realized at that point, it was just going. At that point, it was really going to just be a strategy of stamina. Because my thing was, you're not going to be able to. And he got a couple free throws. He got a couple free ones at the line, and that kind of helped him kind of come back or whatever. But I'm saying to myself, man, you're not going to close out. Dribble, back down. Dribble, back down. Pump fake. Up and under, layup. You know what I'm saying? Make them. You're not going to do that all game. That's too much for you. Especially when all I got to do is get that bad boy, step behind that line. Because now they falling. You see what I'm saying? They falling now. So I get the luxury of jumping behind and just, jumping behind. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you're not going to come up here? I'll step up. Backboard. And I'm calling it backboard off the glass. I really should have filmed it because it was a thing of beauty. It was really a thing of beauty how I methodically came back. But then you would have also been able to see that second game. Man, he wasn't joking. He wasn't playing that second game. Now, he wasn't losing two. It was his ball. He wasn't losing two. So, yeah, that second one, I didn't have enough shoes to do all that. But he had played so hard to get that second win, because the second game I had him down like 14-7. I had him down because I was rolling, but then he really just started. He really started just. he started playing hard. All right, moral to the story. Our prayers are with you, Philly. Best of luck regarding your trash. That's an update on that. And my story time regarding basketball. That's why I'm stretching tonight. But I'm back. At least I'm back. And if I keep at it, hopefully I won't have this adverse reaction and this lockup that I'm having of the lower back. I won't have that moving forward because I'm more conditioned. Anywho, I had a great time today. It was a great sweat. And I think that's one of the key elements to maintaining mental health is getting out there, having some physical activity, sweating some stuff off. You know what I mean? So you should try it. I know it's hot, especially for people that have grown up in Michigan, Detroit, Michigan rather. People that have grown up here in Michigan or Metro Detroit. I know that this seems like like hell, right? But man, it's a great time to get out and man. But you don't really have to tell people to get outside in Michigan during the summertime. Like everybody comes outside, so like almost to a negative effect. You feel me? But nevertheless, all right, I'm getting out of here. Peace. I love you guys. Hey, like, subscribe, share. You should be doing that. If you've made it to this point in our presentation, in our video, like and subscribe and share, because now we live in a digital age where we can generate revenue simply because you're watching it. And if you are watching it, go ahead and make it official like a referee whistle with a like, share, and a subscribe. I'm out of here, man. God bless you. Y'all have a good one.